Hey y'all, hey. This month, May 2024, is Mental Health Awareness Month. Okay, so we're going to talk about some things mental health. We're going to talk about some things just that are on my mind. So today I wanted to talk about, I listened to Myron Golden this morning. And so if you don't know who he is an amazing speaker. He just has so much wisdom. And so today he was talking about something that I had thought about prior to, but haven't really processed in the way that he said it. And so I had a question in my mind once he spoke. So today he was talking about why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But he talked about only God can speak things into existence. And so I put a question mark behind that because I've always been taught within the church that you can call those things that be not as though they were. And then he went on to explain more about why only God can speak those things into existence. So if you look at the word abracadabra, and I thought that meant be it unto you. And he broke it down in the Hebrew because he speaks Hebrew. And he talked about that means God creates as God speaks. So abracadabra really means that only God can create as he speaks. But the spin to that was him talking about if we, he said that now what we can do is take God's word and use God's word, stand on God's word. So bring faith into those spaces where there was doubt. And then that's the creative power. But the creative power is that God already spoke it into existence, right? So get you some scriptures to stand on, um, which is God's word, right? So you really want to bring God's word into whatever area you are thinking about or need help in or want to be creative in. So it's not actually you creating, it is actually God's word, right? That is actually removing that doubt that you had in your mind, and it's changing your mindset to have that space of faith, right? So standing on faith, believing what God has said in his word, and then that's where you can see the creative power. But it's not your power, it's God's power. So that's just something I've been thinking about in my mind. I always thought that, and would tell people that speak those things into existence. So it's not really speaking those things into existence. Let me see. He said, speaking those things into existence. You can call those things that be not as though they were, but it's by faith. It is not by you creating it, it is by faith, putting faith in the space of doubt. Okay, so hope that made sense. Anyway, that's one thing I was thinking about. The other thing is, as this is May is Mental Health Awareness Month. First of all, I am here to normalize therapy. I'm going to always normalize. It is normal to seek therapy. And I know in the Black community, there still is a stigma. Like, we are in 2024 and still people don't understand the need for therapy. Okay, so normalize therapy. In this month of May, this is the month where maybe you need to try something different. If what you are doing is not working, it's time to try something different. What can be the worst thing that can happen by seeking a therapist? especially if you have insurance, right? So most people who have insurance have some type of therapy package on there in which you can seek therapy, and a lot of therapists take insurance. I am one. I take certain insurances. I don't take them all. I take certain insurances, and so use your benefits. You work hard, or you work and you get insurance for a reason, right? Mental health is one. If you go to the doctor, I'm going to say it and I'm going to keep on saying it. If you go to the doctor to see, check up about your body, like that's normalized, right? Like people know, oh, I go to the doctor at least 2 times a year. Okay. So if that's normal, right, isn't your mind a part of your body? And so why wouldn't you check up on your mind, right? Why wouldn't you try and look and see if I'm having the same me as a therapist? The thing that I do as a therapist, whether it's with adult individuals or with couples, because those are who I work with, adult individuals and then couples, I work with the unhealthy thoughts, behaviors, and patterns that these people, clients, have created, right? So if you're having unhealthy thoughts, behaviors, and patterns, the whole point is to change them or help you create so you can have a more productive, healthy thought system, behavioral system that becomes patterns. That's what I do. It is to help you to really heal those things that are hindering you from getting where you want to be. It's not about me, it's about you and helping you to get where you need to be. The only way you can do that, I can't say the only way. One of the main ways you do that is through therapy, right? So sharing those unhealthy thoughts, behaviors, and patterns with somebody who is trained, a trained professional who can help you to get to a place of difference, right? Thinking differently. As I said earlier when I was talking about speaking those things into existence, people are put into your life for a reason, right? And so those who are properly trained, just like doctors of the body, right? MDs are trained to help with your body and tell you what is wrong with your body. And a lot of times they don't even help you or give you tips, techniques, and pointers on how to do something different in your life. They're gonna tell you a lot of times what is going on in your body, but may not tell or share with you what to do. A therapist is here to help you mentally, right? So I can only speak for myself as a therapist. I can literally a lot of times see what the client is doing. And so sometimes I have to map it out. So when it comes to the patterns, I actually trace it, right? So as a client, a lot of times you don't see what you are doing. You don't see the unhealthy you're doing. You don't see all the steps you are doing. Thoughts become things or behaviors, right? So I have this thought that is going to lead to me doing something. And it's most times um, a, it's like a perpetual thing that we do, and then it becomes very innate, right? It becomes something that we do on a regular, that just comes naturally for us. And then that leads to it becoming a pattern. So I like to trace each step. So we take that, we break it down. What do you tell yourself, right? Then what do you do? Okay. And so then I map it out, and then I'm able to go in and see, okay, here we can either work at the beginning of what you're telling yourself or what you're thinking, right? Because if we can get your thoughts to become something different, then we can stop the pattern altogether right there. But If not there, we can go into where the behavior is happening, or we can have go into where the pattern is happening. Nonetheless, we have to interrupt something in that system because it's now become a systematic way of doing things, unhealthy systematic way of doing things. So I create healthier, or give you methods of creating healthier patterns, healthier thoughts. And it's challenging. It's not something that happens overnight. It didn't get like that overnight. So it is actual work. Okay, so that's how I work as a therapist. I do various different therapy systems. So I work from a solution focused basis, which is finding the solution, you know, trying to get you to the solution in the quickest possible way. But then after that, we have to do some cognitive behavioral stuff, changing what you think, and then that is going to go in and change the behavior. So I'm kind of eclectic with how I work with my clients, and every client is different, right? Every client needs something differently. Nonetheless, this is May, and I'm coming on here to say, if you are tired, what they say, sick and tired of being sick and tired, doing the same old thing the same old way over and over, and you think, I'm going to therapize myself. That's what a lot of people say. I'm going to do therapy on me. If you could, you would. Why haven't you done it up until this point? I'm just trying to urge you, try therapy. There is nothing wrong with at least trying. If it doesn't work, you can say, hey, it didn't work for me, but give it some time. Give it at least 6 to 8 weeks, right? So you can give yourself a chance at really working at it and see if it is working or if you're not working, right? You got to work it for it to work. You got to give it time for it to work. Hey, we want everything to pop in, pop out, microwave generation, microwave, do things, from a microwavable perspective or air fryer perspective. Let it get done quickly. And then we don't learn a lesson a lot of times. So allow time, allow space, allow room for change. Don't expect it to happen overnight, because it didn't happen overnight. And some things come from childhood. And so if they come from childhood, me myself, I'm 52. If it comes from childhood and now I'm 52, that's 52 years that I've been doing this thing. Don't you think it's going to take some time? So go into therapy expecting, with openness, right? Expecting that it may take some time, so that you don't trick yourself or not give yourself room enough to grow. And always remember, like, love, share this video, subscribe to this channel. I have many more mind altering messages on a Monday for you. And don't forget to refer her. Refer her. Why? Because she comes with results. I am Tony Denise Lattimore, licensed marriage and family therapist. That is my spiel on today. I'll see you next Monday. Hey, if you are looking for a licensed therapist I'm licensed in Florida, Illinois, and Indiana, and I do accept insurances, some insurances in all of those states. Feel free to reach out to me, or you can do self-pay as well. The main thing is invest in yourself. See, we invest in all these other things. We're willing to buy a new car, buy a new house, but that thing that we're going to have as long as we live, which is us, right? This mind, we're going to have it with us forever. Not forever, as long as we live, right? We're going to have our mind, our thoughts, us. But we don't want to invest. Oh, it's too much. Therapy costs too much. That's too much to spend. but it's not too much to spend on a house, a car, clothes, shoes, Gucci, all these other things, right? Come on, think, right? Let's get our mind right. Let's get our mind right, right? That is the name of my business. Get your mind right. Therapy services. Let's get our minds right. Let's start prioritizing ourselves, pouring into ourselves, taking care of ourselves mentally and physically. I'm out. See you next week. Bye bye.